This man gave us a six-piece. A six-piece. Unbelievable. Hey, what's going on, Who Dat Nation? It is yours truly, TJ Jones, the host of the State of the Saints podcast, giving you the State of the Saints podcast post-game show. Final score, the New Orleans Saints knock off the Minnesota Vikings by a score of 52-33, and the story of the game. My goodness, Alvin Kamara. Alvin Kamara rushed for 6 touchdowns on the day. He becomes only the second man in NFL history to do this. You have to go back to 1929, the last time this was done. So congratulations to Alvin Kamara. And with that, the New Orleans Saints have eliminated the Minnesota Vikings from playoff contention. And, you know, people in the Who Dat Nation, you know, they got to breathe a sigh of relief. And, you know, they got their poetic justice from the Minnesota Vikings. And, you know, this game, you know, I'm just glad that they got the victory. Now we can go ahead and, you know, breathe a sigh of relief once again because the Saints have finally wrapped up the division. And for all my people out there, all of the media individuals, all the aficionados, all of the Tampa Bay fans that was talking mad greasy every time that they went out there and they got a new wide receiver and a new toy for Tom Brady to play with, and you infiltrated the chats and you was all on social media talking about the Saints were done, it's over, blase. Guess what? The more things change, the more they stay the same. Y'all still can't catch up to the New Orleans Saints. I've told y'all for weeks for y'all to bow down to the kings of the NFC South. Y'all weren't trying to hear. Y'all really thought that y'all was thorough enough for y'all to go at the New Orleans Saints. Well, guess what? The Saints, for the 4th consecutive year, have won the NFC title, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are a day late and $2 short. Or better yet, 4 days late and $4 short. Because guess what? The Saints have won 4 consecutive NFC South championships. And Tampa, I understand, man. Y'all want to be relevant so bad, but you will never, ever be able to catch up to the New Orleans Saints unless something drastic happens. Y'all not built that way. Your coaching staff not built that way. Your organization not built that way. The New Orleans Saints have done it again. And the New Orleans Saints, this game wasn't the best game I've seen the New Orleans Saints play defensively. It was not. You can tell they were missing Marcus Williams in this game. They was missing Trey Hendrickson getting pressure. You can tell they made some halftime adjustments. They moved Cam Jordan from the right side to the left side because they realized Dalvin Cook was actually running the ball to the left. They shut that down by putting Cam Jordan on that side. Suffice to say that Marcus Davenport needs to work on his run containment, but they were missing these pieces, man. Marcus Williams wasn't out there. Trey Hendrickson was out there, and it looks like we probably lost Kwon Alexander in the battle. That didn't look good. It looked like he was probably dealing with his Achilles, especially, been a long day, especially since he needed help to get on the sidelines and he was carted off the field. But I mean, let me go ahead and look at some of these stats, man. I mean, bravo to the New Orleans Saints finally doing something that we in the Who Dat Nation have wanted the Saints to do for I don't know how long, running the football. The New Orleans Saints ran the football really well today. I'm about to read off these stats. The Saints ran the ball 45 times. I'm going to repeat that. The New Orleans Saints, dang, I got a tickle in my throat. They ran the ball 45 times. All right. Alvin Kamara had 22 carries for 155 yards and 6 touchdowns. Latavius Murray, 12 carries, 72 yards. Kamara had an average of 7 yards. Murray had an average of 6. Taysom Hill had 5 carries, 18 yards, and a touchdown. Emmanuel Sanders, who ran the ball. I want to give a special shout out to Josh Radames, you know what I'm saying? Josh and Jesus, who called it on the pregame show. He asked about this, about Emmanuel Sanders actually running the football. So he actually got a carry. So Josh Radames strikes again. And then you got Mike Burton, who had 2 carries for 10 yards. And they ran the ball 45 times in this game, man. And Drew Brees only threw the ball 26 times. He had 311 yards. And look, this is the recipe for success. Minus the turnovers. This is the recipe for success. This is how the Saints are going to be able to go to the championship. This is how the Saints are going to go to the Super Bowl. You're not going to go to the Super Bowl if Drew Brees out there throwing the ball 35, 40 times a game. That's a nice little number right there. You know, what he had 20. Let me see, make sure I'm getting this right. 26 passing attempts. He had 26 passing attempts. That's a good, nice round number right there. That needs to be Drew Brees' cap. And the Saints need to run the football with their 2 stud running backs who just showed you today that they can get the job done. And then when they can get the job done, that can set up the play action for Drew Brees to drive the ball down the field. It was clear that the Minnesota Vikings wasn't ready for prime time. Their defense was absolutely horrid. After this game, I guarantee you they probably going to be dead last in run defense after what Alvin Kamara did to them. But look, at the end of the day, man, this was what needed to be done. The Saints needed to win this game. They needed to seal up the division. And now, you know, they can figure out how they want to approach the next game. I'm pretty sure they're going to play in that game because of playoff positioning. It actually still means something. But unfortunately, man, we lost some soldiers along the way. Quan Alexander, that's going to be huge going forward, man. Alex Anzalone, we all know. Quan Alexander was a step up in the right direction. Now, there is an emergency plan that the Saints can use. You can pick up the phone and possibly call Kiko Alonso back. You know, Kiko Alonso got cut from the San Francisco 49ers. The Saints know him pretty well. He knows the defense. So maybe Kiko Alonso probably would be on speed dial. So I think the Saints might end up possibly calling back Kiko Alonso to bring him back to the team just for depth purposes and somebody that's familiar with the team, unless Zach Bourne has elevated his game, which I haven't seen anything from him for me to know if he did or not. But like I said, man, I'm happy about this game. Shouts out to everybody in the chat, everybody that's chiming in right now. Let's go ahead and start reading. We're going to start with Ernest. Ernest says he's giving a ad at Dill Pickle says, yes, they were. Even though the ball hit Sanders' hand, it was wide. There have been 4 interceptions today. Look, if ifs was a fifth, we all would be drunk. You know, I'm not sitting up here talking about what could have been. I mean, the Saints, all right, if we're going to play that role, Kirk Cousins could have had 2 interceptions in this game. He could have had an interception and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson then turned his head around and Irv Smith didn't catch that pass. They could have had another interception when the tight end fell down and the only people that was in that area were actually Saints players, you know. So we can't even play that game, man. I mean, things happen, you know. Guys are not going to always get it right. Look, I want to go on what I can control. You know what I'm saying? What we actually seen, you know. So I ain't see 4 interceptions. I seen 2 interceptions. I'm just gonna call that. So I'm not gonna talk about what ifs. See y'all in my city next week. Okay, 704 bound Charlotte. Yeah, man. Hopefully the Saints can go ahead and run that gauntlet, man. Are you concerned about our defense? Because I am. I'm not concerned about them. You got to think about who was out of this game. You know, like I know a lot of people don't like this dude, you know, but Marcus Williams is a really good safety, man, and he really is beneficial to this team. Now, Malcolm Jenkins, I mean, he's not that type of safety anymore, man. He don't roll like that anymore, man. You need somebody like Marcus Williams that's out there, man, that can be that eraser, and that's what he's been this season. And also Trey Hendrickson, man. Like that ain't nothing to sneeze at, man. You cannot just replace that type of production. We cannot just look at this team and just be like, oh man, well, next man up. I mean, next man up, yeah, that's what you want. Next man up, yeah, it sounds good. But we all know that there's a drop-off in play when certain guys go down. So, I mean, I wasn't expecting for them to go out there and play the same type of defense they played against the Kansas City Chiefs because they're missing some guys. That's wrong. Drew very lucky he didn't have 3 picks. At least his receivers bailed him out. Yeah, I mean, he did get bailed out, you know what I'm saying, when that play on Marquez Callaway. But, man, kudos to him. You know what I'm saying? Like he's such a smart player to be so young. I mean, he's a rookie. I mean, like, I seen the same type of play last week with Lil Jordan Humphreys, right? When Drew Brees threw that interception, and instead of Lil Jordan Humphrey, instead of him like trying to fight for the ball or whatever like that. No, now I think it was like Jawan Johnson or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. But it was like you gotta help your quarterback out sometimes, especially if you don't throw the ball short and there's a possibility it can be intercepted. Why did we cut Tommy Lee Lewis? I think that's self-explanatory. Could it be the fact that we were getting little to no production in the kick return game? Could it be that he dropped a wide open wide receiver screen where he could have got about 10 or 12 yards on a play? Could it be the fact that most of the time when he get the ball in his hands, nothing happens? I mean, that could be. And it could be the fact that Callaway is just better. Heck yeah, go Saints. Great win. Yeah, great win, man. No doubt about it. Catrell White says Sean was keeping them in the game. Was keeping them in the game by passing the more than needed, which could have had 66 points. Look, I was mad like at the last play. I mean, it ended up working because Adam Troutman was wide open, and the Vikings played the run, but it was just a couple plays. I'm like, man, why are you still throwing the football? My goodness. But Candace, thank you very much for the $25. Says happy holidays. Thank you so much for the $25. Really do appreciate that. Happy holidays to you and your family too. Thank you for that donation. I really do appreciate it. That is the highest donation I ever got on the State of the Saints podcast at one time. So thank you so much. William says respect to our O-line. Oh yeah, they balled out today. I mean, when they had James Hurst playing the guard position, I love it. I don't think Andrews Pete played today. I don't know what kind of production he would have gave, but I'm just saying. Robert says facts. Manquine might have Achilles injury. Should Saints see about another linebacker, Kiko, perhaps? Yeah, I already mentioned that. I mentioned that about Kiko Alonso already. Yeah, I would call him back because, I mean, he can give you production and he's familiar with the defense. I'm going to go ahead and take some calls, man. It's going to be a relatively quick post game, man. I mean, it is Christmas, and I do want to spend my evening with my wife and son, you know what I'm saying, as we supposed to watch Disney's Soul, okay? So I am going to go ahead and open up the phone lines, get your take on it, and then we're probably going to go for a few minutes and, just take a few phone calls. I ask that people just, keep it short. Let's get through these phone calls, and then we can go ahead and enjoy the Saints winning the NFC South with our family and friends. All right. So the link is in the comments right now. So feel free to chime in. We got Josh Jesus. Josh, what's going on, man?
I've never been first before. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, man.
Okay, so what did I tell you? I said goofy shit happens when the Saints play the Vikings, didn't I?
Yeah.
And what did we see? We saw about 5 or 6 different times where some goofy shit happened.
Right. I'm just glad. That goofy stuff didn't cost us a win. So, I mean,
some of the goofy stuff worked in our favor, though, But like I told you, I didn't expect like a blowout win. I thought it'd be within 5 points, but I feel like the only thing that scares me is I hope Ramczyk isn't seriously hurt because I cannot see us getting to a Super Bowl without him.
Oh no, he came back into the game. He
Oh, did
came
he?
back. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, my mind must have been somewhere else because I didn't even notice that.
He only took one play off, and he came back in that game. And my goodness, that last touchdown that they scored, like when he left on that drive, he came back in, and I mean, he completely mauled defensive end, man. I was like, my goodness.
Yeah, but that don't necessarily mean nothing, though. When he goes to see his doctor might say something.
I hope not.
You know?
It's over with if he ain't playing.
Yeah, he's pretty much is the team when you really think about it, man.
Mm-hmm.
But and then of course, who else went down?
Quan Alexander.
Oh, Quan Alexander. That's a huge deal too.
Yeah.
But Ramchek is even more important because but like we can now afford to basically throw away next week's game, right? Because we've got a bye week now,
right?
And so I don't care. They should start Taysom next week, and if we lose, we lose, and then Drew can rest up for the playoffs. That's how I feel about it.
I feel that way too. That you give Jameis Winston a shot.
Yeah, Jameis.
Yeah, I mean, I feel the same way, man. I don't think Drew should play in a game. I think they should need to give him like a rest week. I think the Saints have enough talent at the quarterback position that Drew can actually sit out. Because I really feel like they brought him back because they wanted to win this division, man. So they got that done. You don't know how that Seattle Seahawks game gonna turn out. We actually got to root for those guys, man, because we need them to have a three-way tie with us. And if they have a three-way tie with us, then we can actually go back up to the number one seed. So we need Seattle to beat the Rams and finish out the season with the same record as us.
But we already have a bye week now, don't we? Don't we? Well, we don't have to play in the wild card in the game now, do we? Even if we lose next week.
No, we still would have to play in the wild card game unless the Green Bay Packers. I think they have to end up losing like 2 games. We cannot have the same record as them. Like if we both end the season 12-4, then they get the 1 seed because they got the head-to-head victory. So so we would need 2 things to happen. Number one, we would need for the Green Bay Packers to lose both games this season, or if we need a 3-way tie with Seattle, because Seattle in a way helps us with the tiebreaker. If all 3 of us have the same record, the Seattle Seahawks, the Packers, and the Saints get the 1 seed.
All right. Well, I mean, I said what I got to say tonight, TJ. Merry Christmas, brother.
All right, take it easy, man.
Hey, did you mute me? Because it said the host has muted me.
Yeah, I muted you. I was getting some background noise. From you.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. Well, hey, man, Merry Christmas, and just have a great one tonight, brother.
All right, you take it easy, man. Right.
Yep.
Yeah, man. That's the way the Saints can actually get the number 1 seed. They would need for the Green Bay Packers to slip up against the Bears and the Tennessee Titans, and they can move up to the 1 seed there if they win against the Carolina Panthers. Or if there was a 3-way tie between the Seattle Seahawks, the New Orleans Saints, and the Green Bay Packers, then the Saints can actually get the 1 seed that way also. So that's what we got there. Donald D, what's going on, man?
What's going on, man?
And nothing much, man. Just happy that we got this victory and NFC South chance for the 4th time, man. So what you thought about the game?
Fourth consecutive year. Wow.
Yeah, man. 4 years. I thought, but I mean, honestly, man, I just thought that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, man, everybody was just so sure about them. I thought that maybe they knew something I didn't, but hey.
Well, what do they know that you don't know?
I don't know, man. I guess they thought maybe
weird, man. Look. 4 consecutive years in a row. Who would have thought that? Look back in our team. Look at our team. Back in our team history. In our history, that's not who we are.
Right.
That's who we are now.
If you follow the Saints long enough, it definitely wasn't who we are. I mean, having NFL record-breaking players and winning divisions consistently and Super Bowl championships is the expectation. Like, wow, what a difference 2 decades make, right?
That's been the expectation since 2009. Just we won the championship and try to get another. And this is still happening. But my thing is, this game should have never been that close.
Yeah, I agree.
We should have had 62 points instead of 52 points.
Right.
At the end of the day, if our quarterback takes us to the football, this is a blowout.
Right.
Period. Yeah, I see it. But other than that, we did everything right.
Right.
I mean, we took Dalvin Cook out the game, which
Yep.
was a big plus.
Right.
We let Cousins do what he wanted to do, but at the same time, he didn't really have a good game either. They put the ball in his hands. He really didn't do much. I mean, they got Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
I gotta get that right. Kirk Cousins, not Kurt. It's Kirk. I get that right.
Yeah, like Captain Kurt. Captain Kurt.
Jack.
Right.
Captain Kirk, Jack. At the end of the day, it was a good win. And I guess that team that we've been struggling for the past 4 years with that system and that running game, yeah.
Right.
I mean, what can you say? But at the end of the day, a win is a win. Enjoy it. It's Christmas Day night. I just want to fucking enjoy the rest of my night.
Yeah, man.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, man. We got the Packy man. Packy, wave at him. Say, hey, everybody. Yeah, man.
That's nice. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, man. I mean, like I said, we're just happy we got this victory. I'm just excited about that, man. Like everything else is just.
I got a question. I have a question. Look, do you actually think the Tennessee Titans will beat the Packers? Because I really do.
Yeah. Yeah,
you
because
why is that? Why is that?
Well, I feel like because they're running game, man. They run defense is not that good.
Oh, there you go. There you go. They can't stop the run.
Yeah.
They're only physical. And I'm telling you, Derrick Henry might have a field against some people.
Right. I think so too, man. They are a team that if you're aggressive against them and you get pressure on Aaron Rodgers, like I said, man, Aaron Rodgers will fold like a cheap tent. Like if he knows that they're going to get pressure and he's going to get sacked multiple times, he just kind of phones it in. That's why it's rather if they lose, they usually lose by like 2 or 3 touchdowns because he just straight up quit.
Come on, man, it's the same shit. No, they look like the same way. It's like the same way under Mike McCarthy.
Right.
Different coaching, but it's the same system. You can't stop the run.
Exactly. I mean, things. Like I said, the more things change, the more they stay the same. They're a better team. With Matt LaFleur. I mean, he's done a good job, and
I wouldn't say that.
We gotta give him credit, man, because he took the power. He took the power out of Aaron Rodgers' hand. Aaron Rodgers had too much hand in this organization.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I agree with that.
Right. So,
I agree with that.
In that regards, I think that I think they're gonna get better, but I think they're gonna be they're probably gonna be much better once Aaron Rodgers leaves.
Well, the history has repeated itself. Their quarterbacks that they started for 15 years, they don't stay there.
Right.
I mean, it happened to Brett Favre. It can happen to Aaron Rodgers.
Real.
And Brett Favre, he fooled everybody. He said he's going to retirement. He's going to come out of retirement, get traded. It's stupid. But we got to root for Tennessee Titans, and we got to root for the Seattle Seahawks.
Yep, got to, man. That's how we get that 1 seed. But Donald, man, thank you so much, man. Merry Christmas, man.
Merry Christmas, man. Merry Christmas, man. Thank you.
All right, take it easy, man. Yeah, man. That's how we gonna do it, man. We got to, we got to cheer for the Seattle Seahawks, and we got to cheer for them Green Bay Packers, man. We're gonna move on, man. We got Justin, man. Justin, what's going on, man?
What's up, man? What's up, TJ?
Nothing much, man. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas to you too, man. I got my boys for the weekend too. I see you got Pac-Man.
Yeah, man, I got the Packy man in here, man. Packy. I got my co-host. We got Packy, the co-host. We got Najee, the host. All right. Yeah, man. So what's on your mind, man? What you got for it, man? I know you're happy about the victory today.
Yeah. Hey, if I was the first one got on your podcast, I typed in MVP. He got to be in the conversation. No questions there.
I mean, he definitely won Offensive Player of the Year this year. I mean, he won Offensive Player of the Year in this game.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Offensive Player of the Year, he got it because ain't no they can say whatever they can say. They gonna say how wild Patrick Mahomes, this and that. But Patrick Mahomes, he ran for no throw for no 6 touchdowns in no one game.
Nah. I mean, I just can't believe what I just saw, man. This man really put up a 6-piece, man. This man put up a 6-piece. I cannot believe that, man. That's unbelievable.
Right,
Yeah,
right. And so I mean, and then I pray Alexander, he be all right. I think he done messed up something. I think he was
right.
pointing to that leg. Look like I hope he ain't broke nothing. Look like he
Yeah,
pulled something.
yeah, yeah. I think that's incredible, man. You know what I'm saying? The way they play. But Quan Alexander, I don't know, man. It looked like a Achilles issue, man. Having a little issue with Justin, man, with his connection right there. I apologize, man. We're gonna have to move on. We're gonna move on to Gabriel. Gabriel, what's going on, man?
No, who that? Who that?
Who that, man?
Man, we pulled it off. We pulled it off, man. They had me worried for a second. They had me worried.
Yeah, so what you thought about it overall, man? The overall game.
I thought they played a good game. I mean, I ain't got no complaints. They started off the game going to feel pretty fast on us. As you can see, our defense ain't looked that sharp, but it all worked out.
Yeah. I'm glad it did, man. What you thought about Alvin Kamara in this game, man? I mean, 6 touchdowns, dude.
Oh, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. That's all I got to say. Yeah.
I'm just happy they won. I'm just happy they won this division, man. But do you think? Okay, this is the question I guess I have for the night for everybody. Would you allow Drew Brees to play Week 17, or would you try to get somebody like Taysom, Jameis to play, because there's a possibility that you might have to play wild card weekend?
Negative.
So you say let Drew Brees play?
Man, let Drew Brees ride it out to the Super Bowl.
Okay, all right. I ain't got no problem with that, man.
Ride it out to the Super Bowl.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate the call, man. Thank you so much, man. Merry Christmas to you, and you take it easy, man, and enjoy your family, man. Have a good evening,
bro.
All right, man. Take care. Yeah, shouts out to Gabriel, man. Yeah, gonna move on to the OG of the State of the Saints podcast, Jared Porter Jr. Jared, what's going on, man? And I apologize if y'all hear Baby Shark in the background, man. It's Paxton playing with his Christmas turkey.
let it play, TJ.
Hey, that's the how the Saints have the locker room celebration. That's what it is. The celebration is in the Jones household, man. We listen to Baby Shark.
Yeah, man. So what's going on, TJ Jones and Pac-Man Jones, the host and the co-host of the State of the Saints podcast.
All right, man. Yeah, man. So what you thought about that game, Jerry?
Woo! First of all, let me say this. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night after we send the Vikings home with a 52-33 win.
Right.
As promised,
right.
We send the Vikings home not only with a loss, but an elimination from the playoffs.
Right.
With some big things are cold.
Right. I say, yeah. I mean, that's what I like to call poetic justice, right? Like they
sweet, TJ Jones. Payback is beautiful. After years of pain with the Minnesota Vikings, on this day, on Christmas Day, Friday, December 25th, 2020,
right,
we took them out.
Yeah, that's the important thing, man. We took them out, and I just feel like, man, the misery that they caused us over the last 3 years, man, we deserve this. You know what I'm saying? That same fans, man, a little bit.
Yeah, what's going on, Pac-Man? Uncle OG loves you, man.
Say hello. Say hello. All right.
Yeah. All right. Merry Christmas to you, buddy.
Yeah, man. I appreciate it though, Jared, man. Like, so what you think, man? Week 17, man. Would you let Drew Brees play, or would you try to start another quarterback?
Well, TJ, before I get into that, let me just say this into the entire Who Dat Nation.
Mm-hmm.
Not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, but 6 rushing touchdowns by number 41, straight out of Tennessee, Alvin freaking Kamara,
right?
AKA the M freaking VP. That's all I gotta say.
Man, he passed me footballs over here. Man, but seriously, like I don't know about MVP though, Jerry. I think they always try to get that quarterback awards, but I think he pretty much sealed up Offensive Player of the Year. They're gonna give it to him on that, and I think he took it personal. Like he heard the talks, man. He's seen the interviews, stuff like that. Everybody talking about how Dalvin Cook, supposed to be the best running back in football, this, that, and the third. So. I mean, Dalvin Cook, man, he couldn't do nothing today except sit up there and just pout, you know what I'm saying? And he couldn't really do nothing, but Alvin Kamara, man, that's one of those games, I think, when like Dez Bryant went up against Megatron a couple of years ago, and Megatron went off for 300. And he was just sitting there, you know what I'm saying? He was just mad because he wanted to outplay him, but man, this was Alvin Kamara's day, man. There was nothing he can do about it. Alvin Kamara, like, pretty much proved what a lot of people say, that he the best running back in football.
Oh yeah, absolutely,
no
man.
doubt about that.
Lord have mercy. I don't know if anybody else scored 6 rushing touchdowns in a game, TJ. Only time when you see something like that is be on like Madden or something like that. But this game right here, bruh, 6 touchdowns. That's a lot.
Yeah. I ain't never seen nothing like that before. Like, I mean, I know we ain't never seen nothing like because it hasn't happened since 1929. That's incredible, man. Like that dude there, I mean, we already knew how special this dude was, but I'm just glad that he was able to do this in front of the entire world like this, man. You know what I'm saying? This was a nationally televised game. You know what I'm saying? It's the only NFL game on today, and this man went out there and he balled out, man. So, I'm just happy that happened. No doubt about it. Yeah, but Jerry, I appreciate it, man.
Okay, but now overall with this game, before I go, because I know somebody else coming on. The overall this game, I have to give it almost close to an A. The reason why I say that because in the third quarter, everything was going right for the New Orleans Saints until these dumb penalties pop up, trying to help the Vikings, trying to get back in the game, but was close. But no cigar.
Right.
Look. They tried it here and there, still didn't get the job done.
I feel like this. If the only way the Vikings win this game because of the self-inflicted wounds of the Saints, it was never anything that they were doing, that they were doing in this game that was prohibiting. I mean, because the Saints, the interceptions, you know what I'm saying, and all the other things that happened kept them in the game. The Saints weren't really, in any type of trouble besides that. If they would have lost this game, it would have been because of the Saints. I know they say, people they beat themselves. Like they would have literally beat themselves in this game. Yeah, I mean, if they would have lost this game, but I'm just happy, man. 4th straight NFC South title.
Your question, TJ, about Breeze starting in week 17. I'm gonna have to. I would if I'm Sean Payton, I would sit Breeze for the season finale and just let either Taysom Hill or Jameis Winston, now that he's off the COVID list, I would let them play in week 17 and just let Breeze just sit on sidelines and just chill until when the playoffs start. That's what I would do. But I don't know if some want him to start. I don't know if some don't want him to start. Whichever way this goes, as long as we finish out with the Carolina Panthers on the first Sunday of January of 2021, that's the only thing that matters to me.
Right.
We can go ahead and close out with a win and ring in the new year.
Yep. I mean, that's all that's important to me, man. Jerry, thank you so much, man, for your comments, and happy holidays. Merry Christmas to you, man. Enjoy the rest of the night.
You too, TJ. And once again, and also let me close out by saying this. We are not 1, not 2, not 3, but the four-time NFC South champions, the New Orleans Saints.
That's right.
I don't care what nobody say. The New Orleans Saints are the kings of the NFC South. Period.
Yep. That's not even a debate anymore, Jerry. Thank you, man.
Say that to the Yucks.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, I would have
The
thought
Carolina Panthers, and especially
man, look, they can't say nothing this year, just like they haven't been able to say anything for the last 4 years. But you take it easy,
there
man.
you go. All right, you.
Man, look, they can't say nothing. 4 straight NFC South championships. But we in the Who Dat Nation, we're not just satisfied with division titles anymore, right? We need to go ahead and get the job done and win it all, man. And if they stay running the football the way that they did and get Drew Brees to just throw the ball, like they did today, they're gonna be pretty tough to beat. D Higgs, what's going on?
What's up, man?
Hey, how you doing, man? So what you thought about the game?
First, I want to say Merry Christmas to you. Hope you enjoyed the holiday.
Merry Christmas. Yeah, man, I did, man. Enjoy the holiday. Got this. Looking at the Saints get this dub, man. So I mean,
first off, Alvin Kamara. Alvin Kamara. You probably already know I was going to say this. That he's offensive player of the year. I don't. Yep. If they will be doing the whole NFL a disservice if they get that award to anybody else. This man have did something that ain't been done since 1929.
Yep. This man, it take running backs probably 11, 12. It takes running backs like 11, 12 games probably out of the entire year to get 6 touchdowns. This man did it in one game. Crazy.
Damn. I knew this 50 burger was gonna happen because Sean Payton sometimes, at least once out of the whole year, puts like it's just like a game that he just know he wants to score a lot of points. It's always just that one game every year where he scored at least 40 plus points.
Right.
So I knew it was gonna happen. I thought it was gonna happen with the Eagles, but it happened today. But it happened at the right time because we won a division. We blew out the Vikings, the people that always seem to have our number in the playoffs.
Right.
So we ain't got to worry about that.
Yeah. I mean, look, I think that a lot of people can breathe a sigh of relief. Like, man, the Minnesota Vikings, man, they're a good football team. I'm sorry, man. I know we don't like them. But that's a good football team, and man, and they tough to stop offensively. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, them 2 wide receivers that they have, rather you want to admit it or not. And the Saints, they did a pretty good job at neutralizing them today for the most part. But those guys are good, man. And then you add Herb Smith up in that thing too, and Kyle Rudolph in red zone situations, and Dalvin Cook coming out the backfield who can give you running and catching. That's a good football team, man. And I just think that they match up pretty well against the Saints the way that the Saints play. Now, it didn't do it today. Pretty obvious, you know what I'm saying? But, man, that's a good football team. They got
beat by one person. Alvin Kamara by himself outscored their whole team.
Right.
They got beat by one person. Just think of that. When you get out the bed just to get beat by one person.
Right. Well, I'm pretty sure they didn't expect that though, D Higgs. I'm pretty sure they didn't wake up and be like, "Hey, man, I think we're gonna let Alvin Kamara rush for 6 touchdowns."
One for 22 carries, 155 and 6 tubs. Oh, nah.
Should have been 7. It should have been 7 touchdowns, man. Man, they should have let, man. I mean, look, man, Sean Payton. He could have let that.
Come on, get out the game. We finna get him about 7, 8 touchdowns.
Man, this man should have 7 touchdowns today. He could have easily had 7. But that was like, I mean, Sean was like, okay, let somebody else score. But I'm like, man, look, if a dude, I feel like this, man, keep that same energy when it comes to Drew Brees. Like, when you know that Drew Brees when he like 100 yards short of a record or something like that, like, you know what I'm saying? You let him and you dial up a play that's going to throw the ball down the field. So if this man on the threshold of history, why not let that man get that? Go ahead and get it, knocked out just like you do with these Drew Brees records too. So
he should have. I think he should let him get 7. Yep, that would have been. Yep. They would have handed him the award right there.
Yep.
In front of everybody on national television.
Well, I mean, like I said, I don't know what nobody else doing, but it look, he gonna have to take a Herculean type effort, for me to see anybody else that deserve offensive player of the year more than him. Now, like I said, MVP, I can see they give those type of awards to quarterbacks. They think that's the quarterback award, whatever. But offensive player of the year, man, that dude deserves that, hands down, the way that dude played. Just for this performance alone, dude.
Well, I say one last thing. We just found our blueprint on how to get through the playoffs.
Right. Look the same way like Jimmy Garoppolo.
It average Kamara the ball as much as possible. He just showed you he can run the ball 22 to 20, 25 plus times and to give you the production that a Derrick Henry or Dalvin Cook or any one of these running back that got all these rushing yards. He can do that same thing.
Right.
And like my thing is, I would take him over any running back because he's not just a running back. He's a literal weapon. You can put him anywhere. I'd take him over any running back in the NFL.
This man the most complete running back I've ever seen in my entire life. And at the beginning of the season, man, I can't believe I was having debates with somebody talking about this man can't be no every down back. I'm like, are you crazy? Like, this dude can do everything. This dude is the most complete back. It's like if you try to construct a perfect running back on Madden or something like that. Like, this dude can catch out of the backfield. He got hands almost like a wide receiver. He got field vision like any good running back. You know what I'm saying? He got good balance. I mean, this dude is like the perfect running back. You know what I'm saying? This is like, I mean, I don't know, man. I just think that the Saints need to utilize him, and they need to do something similar to what the San Francisco 49ers did in the playoffs. I mean, you didn't see them. You didn't see Jimmy G. You didn't see Jimmy G throwing the ball a lot. I think one game, Jimmy Garoppolo may have had 10 passes the whole entire game. I'm like, if you can't run the ball like the Saints did today, bro, ain't nobody beating them dudes.
You know what this reminds me of?
What was that?
That game in 2017 when we ran the ball for 300 yards against the Bills.
Yep, it did.
That's exactly what this reminds me of. So that I feel like this was the same blueprint Sean Payton used today. I don't know why. I just do.
Well, I'm glad he used it, and we need to see more of it. D Higgs, man, thank you so much. Merry Christmas to you, man. Thank you for your take, and man, call back anytime, my friend.
All right, well, thanks. Enjoy the rest of your holiday.
All right, you too, man. Man, shouts out to D Higgs, man, coming through. Let me read some of the comments before I get to you, Chris. Chris says, start him the first quarter, drive in week 17. Depends what the Packers do tomorrow. You still need to win, you know what I'm saying? Because that will only be the Packers' fourth loss. So you still need to win that game. But I think the Saints are good enough to not have Drew Brees play at all. Okay, I don't want to see him at all. Somebody said this is from Seth Spillman says the Saints cheated in the 2009 season, guys. How did the Saints cheat? Please explain that to me. Okay, you want to talk about Bountygate? Let's talk about this for a second. All right. So they said that Greg Williams put a bounty on Brett Favre. All right. I want people to understand this. All right. In order for the New Orleans Saints to hit Brett Favre, they got to get past the offensive line, right or wrong. So I can put $1 million out on a quarterback. If the offensive line is blocking for these guys, you ain't gonna touch them. They ain't gonna touch them at all. The question is, how did the Saints get into the backfield to even touch Brett Favre? You know what I'm saying? That's the offensive line of the Minnesota Vikings did not block for Brett Favre in that game enough, because if that was the case, then nobody would have touched him. So how stupid is that? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life, that the Saints cheated. How is giving a guy an extra bit of motivation, how is that cheating? You know what I'm saying? In the grand scheme of things. This is an actual football game, okay? Like I said, if the offensive line was blocking, I can put $1 million on Brett Favre's head, and nobody will actually touch him at all, okay, if you have a good offensive line. So anybody that talking about these guys are cheating, like if the Saints was out there deflating footballs like the New England Patriots was, if the Saints were actually spying on other teams like the New England Patriots was, then I can understand. But telling a player that, okay, I got $20 cash for you, you know what I'm saying, if you can get to Brett Favre and let him remember you, then like I said, you have to get to Brad Favre in order for you to do that. And it wasn't like Brad Favre was running to the sidelines and the Saints players came over there and clipped him underneath his leg or something like that while he was running when it was, you know what I'm saying, when it was punt time or something like that. That's why I say it's just absolutely stupid. I've heard all these different excuses about why the Saints won a Super Bowl, why the Saints been successful, blah, 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 blah. Whatever, man. The fact of the matter is the Saints beat the Minnesota Vikings. And it didn't have anything to do with the fact that Adrian Peterson was fumbling the football all over the place, right? I mean, and then the game actually went into overtime, and the Saints had to kick a field goal in order to win. So despite all of the stuff that they were talking about, oh, they just beat up Brett Favre. Brett Favre was still out there battling and still had that team out there to the end. The Saints ended up just kicking a field goal going to the Super Bowl. So anybody that said that the Saints cheated, I have to say, you have to understand what the heck cheating actually is. That ain't cheating. Like I said, cheating if you had like a competitive advantage. The Saints didn't have a competitive advantage by dangling $25,000 or $200,000 in cash in a guy's face. That's motivation. That's motivation. But I mean, I wouldn't consider that cheating. All right. But I'm going to Chris, man. Chris, what's going on?
How you doing, TJ?
Good. Hey, how you doing? Merry Christmas to you, man.
Merry Christmas. Yeah. Hope your family's doing well. Some quick things. This is a funny thing to me. Ezekiel Elliott on the season has 5 touchdowns. 5. Alvin Kamara in one game. 6, baby. 6 of them. 6. And people saying Zeke's the best back in the league. Man, get that out of here.
At one time he was, man. You know, at one time.
Yeah, at one time. Yeah. But running backs, they get dinked and dunked, so it's very scary to pay them that big money. But AK, he's more of a receiver, in my opinion, than he is a running back. But he proved it today that he's even as good as a running back. So, yeah.
Right.
But some bad news. Quan Alexander has a torn Achilles. He's out for the rest of the season.
Yeah, that
most likely out for – he's not coming back from that because looking at the recovery time, it's going to be at least like around – we may not even get him back till next year, like even if then. So, yeah, it's not a very good thing. But, yeah, shout-outs to Alvin Kamara, man. But when we got down inside it was the first time when there was like 5 to 7 minutes left on the clock. I'm like, just feed Alvin. I wanted him to get the record then and there.
Right.
They only give him one opportunity. I'm like, man, come on, Sean. You got a guy on the cusp of greatness.
Right.
And thank God, that last play to Adam Troutman, I don't know what that play was, but it worked great for some reason.
Well, that's because they played the run, you know, they thought the Saints were playing, for, just to kind of run a clock out. And in most cases, unless you are the Kansas City Chiefs, you throw the football, to seal the deal. So they were expecting the Saints to run the ball with Latavius Murray, and that was a good play fake. And, Adam Troutman was wide open. I mean, he was nothing but space and opportunity out there. And I'm happy for Adam Troutman, man, because
I'm very high on Adam Troutman. To me, he's actually the number 1 tight end. I think he's way better than Jared Cook, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, Jared Cook is toast after this year. I mean, you got to like what you see out of him. Like, every time he gets the ball, like you see him fighting for extra yards, that guy has some George Kittle in him. He got some Gronk in him.
Yeah.
Like, this guy, like, he can be something special, man. He can be like one of those guys that get talked about as being one of the best tight ends in the league,
for me, like where I see him at, like the potential I see him as like around a Travis Kelce. He's not fast, but that frame that almost looks like Kelce, I would say. Like the huge, like Kelsey's very good at blocking. He's not the fastest guy, but he will run a good round and always fight for extra yards. That's what I think his potential is to become like somebody like Travis Kelce. There's only one Travis Kelce, but I think he could be in the conversation as one of the best tight ends in the league. But for Drew Brees, it's like 2 interceptions. Jared Cook, on like that first one, I'm putting that a little bit more on Jared Cook. He deepened his route instead of flattening it out. Granted, it still would have been behind his back, but the corner wouldn't have had as good an opportunity to jump the ball. Right. And then the other one, Breeze was just under pressure. He tried to get it to Sanders, and it just bounced off his fingertips. So, yeah, but.
Yeah, I mean, look, the thing about it is a lot of those passes, Drew Brees are kind of shortening those passes.
Yeah.
I
the
think
main one was the one to Marquez Callaway on like that deep shot towards the end zone. It's like where he like really shorted it. I'm like, I swear I thought that was a pick at first.
Yeah. And also the play with Jared Cook when he had that long reception. Like Drew Brees is like he's throwing the football like really quick and he's like putting his hand down to protect his rib cage.
I don't blame him whatsoever for it.
Yeah, I know, but you know that little bit of paranoia that you have is shortening up your passes.
So yeah. When it comes to trying to start Drew Brees next week, here's my thoughts. If Tennessee beats Green Bay this week, I'm starting Drew Brees because I want to make sure we win that game. Because if we win it, well, let me rephrase that. If Tennessee wins and Seattle wins, then I'm starting Drew Brees.
Right.
If either of those two teams loses, I'm not starting Drew Brees. I'm putting in Jameis. I'm not. And for that point, if Seattle loses, then what I'm going to do there is I still think I'm just going to start Jameis, but keep some of my starters in. But say if Green Bay wins and Seattle loses, anybody I need for playoffs is not playing in that game.
Right.
Don't care, because if that happens, then you're going to end up being 11-5. I think you have tiebreaker over the Rams. I want to say.
Yeah, you do. They do. I gotta look at this schedule, Chris, because I want to look at week 17.
Yeah, I just checked it. We both play at 12. I was checking that. Both the Packers and the Saints play at 12. I was checking like, okay, if we play at 3, then the Packers game would probably be close to finishing at that time. Then Sean Payton could make a game time decision on who he actually wants to start due to like the results. But no, they're both playing at 12 o'clock. Personally, I don't trust the Bears too much. So
no. They're playing better though, Chris. They're playing better. You know.
Oh yeah, they're definitely playing better. But maybe if they lean more on David Montgomery, I could see them maybe like being rough and tough.
Right.
But be honest, it's a far stretch to get the number 1 seed, mainly due to what happened in Philly. But in this year, yes, it's nice. But even then, the only thing you're really getting out of it is an extra week of rest. You don't have as many fans as you usually do. Right. I think City of New Orleans only gets 3,000. In Green Bay, they don't even get any. People saying, oh, they can't play in the cold. Breeze comes from Purdue. Sanders has played in Pittsburgh, Denver, all those places.
Yep.
Michael Thomas comes from Ohio State. Same with Marshawn Lattimore. Malcolm Jenkins has been playing all his years, mainly his years up in Philly. You telling me this team can't play in the cold? No.
And I'm telling you, like if they run the football like they do today, you can take that show on the road. So
yeah, I want to say they had around here. I've got the stats right here. Total rushing yards. They had a total of it's not showing properly, but around 250 rushing yards.
45 carries, right?
Yeah, on 20. Alvin Kamara, 22 carries, 155 yards, 6 freaking touchdowns.
Right.
They couldn't stop him. 7 yards average to carry. I'm like,
because Latavius, what he had, 11 carries, 78 yards, or something like that. If I'm not mistaken.
12 carries, 72 yards, 6 yards a carry.
Yeah, right. So I mean, they pretty much did what they wanted to do in the running game, and
then Michael Burton, our fullback, getting up in there, man.
Yeah, 2 carries, 10 yards. So like everybody contribute, man, in the running game. I'm very proud of this offensive line, man, because I mean, we've been looking for these guys to be the maulers that we know they can be. And offensive linemen, they love to run block more than they like to pass protect. I mean, so giving these guys an opportunity to block and, for the running game, I think they rose to the occasion. So, yeah.
Yeah, for sacks, Cam Jordan got 1 on his own, and then Malcolm Jenkins and David Onyemata split a sack. So only 2 sacks on the day. Kirk was getting it out fast. I'll give him that much. He was making sure – he didn't have enough time to be pressured with that O-line, but yeah. So, but like I said, if Packers win this week, I'm not starting Breeze. I'm putting in Jameis. That's like my final cup of tea, because I actually want to see what we have in Jameis. And I think Carolina would be a decent test for him. Right. But man, these injuries are killing us.
Yeah, I know. That's the only concern that I have. Yeah, but hopefully, like I said, they can possibly.
Ramczyk, I know, got beat up for a little bit, but he came back in. But I'm just like, man, but the offensive line, even with like all the guys out, you're missing Pete. You got Cesar Ruiz in there, and I think didn't they say did Toronto? No, it was Andrews Pete I was thinking of. Sorry, I thought Toronto Armstead went out for a second, but no, I got my players mixed up. But yeah, like just getting the ball out fast. So yeah, it was good. All that has to happen is just don't have those turnovers and give them momentum.
That's the only concern right there, man. I mean, when you go up against better competition, that'll get you beat.
Yeah,
9 times out of 10. But Chris, thank you so much, man. Thank you for your take. Thank you for your
love the show, man. Keep it up.
Yeah. All right, you take it easy. Merry Christmas to you, man.
Merry Christmas to you, man. See ya.
All right, yeah. And shouts out to Chris, man. Always coming through with great information, great insight. Love that type of stuff. Love that type of energy. Let me read a little bit of the chat here. I'll go back up a little bit. Start right here. With my cousin Isaac West says the Packers are winning. Okay, I got something to say about my little cousin right here, man. I love him, but he try to rag on the Saints. I don't know what their problem is, him and his twin brother. But for some apparent reason, these guys always going at the Saints. Any team that they play, his other twin brother goes to his closet and go put on a jersey of a team that the Saints are playing against. Not to mention, these guys have switched teams. Excuse me, that's my Google. But anyway, these guys have switched teams every single year. You can find on Facebook. These guys rep the Cowboys, the 49ers, the Seahawks. Now my cousin right here is a Tom Brady fan. He started to cheer for the Patriots when they started to win all the time. He put pictures up of Tom Brady winning 6 Super Bowls. Then when Tom Brady left, you know what I'm saying, now he trying to go to Tampa. Look, man, check this out. I need y'all to pick a team, all right? I get what y'all doing. Y'all doing some great troll work right here. I know y'all do that to try to get at, make grandmama mad and stuff like that. But the thing about it is, man, you got to be consistent with it. You said that the Minnesota Vikings was going to win today, and they didn't. All right. And then for 9 consecutive weeks, you tried to say that the Saints were going to lose this game and that game, and then it just got absolutely sad. And then the Saints finally lost 2 games, but I guess a clock is right twice a day, right? So I'm going to need you to stay consistent. Stop repping and going hard for all these other teams. I see you trying to emerge to be a Laker fan because they won the ship. So I need you to pick a team, man, and stay with them because, they're not always going to win games. All right. I love you, but, come on now. Don't bet on the Titans winning, even if you want them to win. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm over that whole first round bye thing. I mean, just win. Just win. Alexander TJ, who's going to replace him? Probably Kiko Alonso. They probably signed Kiko Alonso back to the team if he's healthy enough. Why wouldn't you, man? I mean, the thing about Kiko, I mean, it wasn't like his heart. It wasn't like he couldn't stop the run. I mean, he was, just the injury issues. I'm going to read a few more, then we're going to get up out of here, folks. Like I said, man, it's Christmas, and I want to, spend time with the family. You know what I'm saying? I spend time with the Who Dat family. Now it's time to spend time with my wife and stuff like that, man. We're supposed to watch Disney Soul, so I want to check that out. Big Sean says, TJ, now we finally clinched the division. I'm willing to bet that the NFC Championship game will be Saints versus Bucks. Well, I don't know if that's the case or not. Look, I'm not thinking that far ahead. They need to win in the playoffs. I'm tired of getting disappointed every single year when the Saints make it to the playoffs. Just win in the damn playoffs. Please. Pretty please. All right. Pretty please. Just win. That's all we want. That's all we want, man. We tired of the heartbreak. We tired of the disappointment. We tired of the stink fest that come forward every single time the Saints go to the playoffs. Let's just go ahead and just get this victory, man. Let's go ahead and just get this dub. All right. That's all I want, man. Like, we don't know how many more opportunities that we're going to get like this. And as much as I like to get the NFC South Championship shirts and stuff like that and seeing them celebrating the locker room, I mean, man, look, that it comes a point when that's just not good enough. Okay, it's only so many times that I can just make excuses, be like, well, we won the division 4 times. Like, come on, man. I want something more than that as a fan, and you should want something more than that as a fan. Most likely, this is Drew Brees' last year, man. So let's try to bring it home for number 9. Let's see him hoist the Lombardi Trophy and ride off into the sunset. I mean, we've seen this with John Elway. We've seen this with Jerome Bettis. You know what I'm saying? We've seen this with Peyton Manning. Why not with Drew? You know, like that's what we want, man. That's what we want. That's what we want, man. So, did you hear the panel about the Saints versus Vikings game? The whole panel was riding high on the Saints, and yet the Bucks versus Bucks second time. These same folks crying Saints are going to get killed. Look, I don't care what they're saying. They can say whatever they want. You know, I just think I said it at the beginning on the pregame show. This is just rhetoric that they put out there so fans can come back. And, you know, any real fan, you know, that understands football, that watch the NFC South, you know that the New Orleans Saints have been a class of this division. So why disrespect them? I have not a clue. And finally, we're going to follow that up with Elite Good says action speaks louder than words. Absolutely. You know, all this talking, all this yip yapping and stuff like that. Look, I'm over that. I won championship as a fan. I've been following this team for as long as I can remember. I won a championship, and I think that's what we all want, man. Like, if they don't go to the Super Bowl, like, look, if they end up going to the Super Bowl, I'm knocking on wood. I say this, they end up losing the Super Bowl. I can live with that. At least they went to the Super Bowl. But for them to get put out in the wild card round, them to get put out in the divisional round or the NFC Championship game, man, it would be frustrated as a fan. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want. That's what I want as a fan. Honestly, I don't feel like that's too much because the Saints have shown you throughout the season that they have fixed some of their defensive issues, even though this game doesn't indicate it. I mean, you got to understand the Saints played a 425 game and they played 100 plays, and the game was probably over like around 8, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Then you have to turn right back around, you know what I'm saying, and get yourself, get the rehab, you know what I'm saying, get the stuff that you need in order for you to get ready for a Friday game. Of course, these guys aren't 100% out there, man. And in the process, man, that's probably one of the main reasons why we end up losing Kwon Alexander. You know, a body is not designed for you to take that type of, absorb that type of punishment. You know what I'm saying? Like, play one game and then have to play about 4 days later. It's not designed to do that. I want a championship. I don't know what nobody else wants. I don't want no more moral victories. Forget about having faith and hope and all that kind of stuff. Faith and Hope is the name of 2 females that I know that are really nice females. You know what I'm saying? They're really nice women, all right? You know what I'm saying? They cool. It's good to have, you know what I'm saying, hope and faith. But, you know what I'm saying, I want a championship. I think we didn't have hope. I think we didn't have faith. You know what I'm saying? But we want that championship. It's championship or bust. Point blank, period. No matter how you want to slice it or cut it up. All right? Anthony says strippers. Nah, man. They twins. They twins, man. They were twin sisters. not strippers. All right, key focus on division championship and Super Bowl bound after Breeze retires. I agree, man. But this team is structured, Jeremiah. I want to say thank you all for checking out the State of the Saints podcast, making the State of the Saints podcast a part of your Christmas. Look, my final thought is very, very simple. The Saints got the job done. They finished the first task, which is winning the division. You know that you're going to get a home game. That's a plus. Now you go on the road, play against the Carolina Panthers team. Last game of the season. That's a prideful bunch. You know that they're going to try to do their best to try to shut down the New Orleans Saints and neutralize them. They don't want to be the team that gets swept, you know, that causes the whole entire division to get swept. They want to be that one team that splits. All right, Teddy Bridgewater has been playing pretty good this season. So they went up to Green Bay. They gave Green Bay a fight. They're a very scrappy team. They're young. They remind me of, you know what I'm saying, the 2017 Saints, you know what I'm saying, for the exception of a little bit of bad luck, you know, young players that fly around the field. Jeremy Chin, who they got as a safety. This guy probably most likely going to be the defensive rookie of the year. You got Robbie Anderson out there, man. You got DJ Moore, and you got a running game. Yeah, you got Teddy Bridgewater, who doesn't make a lot of mistakes, man. So, and the last time we played against Teddy Bridgewater, the offensive line of the Carolina Panthers did a really good job protecting him. So let's see if we can actually go out here and get this victory and see where it goes, man. We might have to play on wild card weekend, might have to end up playing against the Arizona Cardinals. We don't know. Maybe some things will bounce our way. All right, but let's just be positive in a Who Dat Nation, and let's just see where it goes from there, man. Whoever they go up against, hopefully the Saints can get the job done. But please subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com, search The State of the Saints Podcast, facebook.com, search The State of the Saints Podcast. Follow yours truly on Twitter at State of Saints, and previous episodes available on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Anchor FM. Once again, to you and yours, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to you, and until next time, all I got to say